The first day of school anywhere is hard. But for some kids, it is not just about finding the right classroom or worrying if people will like your clothes. For some kids, the first day of school is a battle between the world they used to know and the world they are supposed to live in now. The sun was bright over Northwood High School. It was that kind of September morning that made everything look hopeful. The grass was green, the building was freshly painted, and the air was filled with the sound of laughter and slamming car doors. Kids were reuniting after the summer. They were showing off new haircuts, new phones, new backpacks. They were talking about things like video games, beach trips, and who was dating who. In the middle of all that noise, a girl stood alone by the bike rack. She was not looking at her phone because she did not have one. She was not looking for friends because she did not know anyone. She was just watching. Watching everything. Watching everyone. Her name was not important yet. To the school, she was just a new student. A transfer. Another face in the crowd. Her file in the front office, she was 16. It said she was coming from a different school district. It did not say much else. It did not say that 6 months ago, she was living in a different country. It did not say that she had not seen her mother's face in almost a year. It did not say that she had learned to run before she learned to drive, or that the sound of a helicopter still made her chest feel like it was caving in. She was wearing a plain blue hoodie. It was too big for her. It had a sports logo on it from a team she did not know. The jeans she wore were clean, but a little short in the legs. They were donated clothes. She knew it. The other kids probably knew it too. But she did not care about that. She could not afford to care about things like that. Caring about fashion was a luxury for people who did not spend last winter sleeping on a concrete floor in a building with no windows. A bell rang in the distance. It was not loud, just a normal school bell. But her body reacted before her brain could catch up. Her shoulders shot up toward her ears. Her hands curled into fists. She looked around quickly, her eyes scanning the parking lot, the roof of the building, the faces of the people walking past. It took a full 3 seconds for her to remember where she was. School. America. Safe. The bell was just a bell. She hated that about herself now. The way her body did not trust the world anymore. The way her ears heard everything as a threat. The way she could not just relax and be normal. A woman in a business casual dress approached her. She had a kind face, but tired eyes. This was the guidance counselor. He had a clipboard in his hand and a smile that looked practiced. "You must be the new student," he said, his voice warm, but a little too loud. "Welcome. How are you feeling? Big day, huh?" The girl nodded. She did not trust her voice yet. The counselor smiled again. "I know it can be scary. New place, new people. But everyone here is really friendly. You'll make friends in no time. Just give it a chance. High school is the best time of your life, you know." The girl looked at him. She wondered what it must be like to believe that. To think that high school was the peak of human experience. To have never known that the best time of your life could be taken away in a single night by the sound of guns and shouting. "Yeah," she said quietly. "Just to be polite, Doc," the counselor checked his clipboard. "Okay, you're in Mrs. Kowalski's homeroom first. I'll walk you part way." He started moving, and she followed. He kept talking about locker combinations and lunch schedules and after-school clubs. She nodded at the right moments, but she was not really listening. She was counting the exits. She was noticing which doors opened outward. She was noticing which hallways had windows. It was not something she chose to do. It was just how her brain worked now. They passed a group of girls by the lockers. They were laughing loudly about something on someone's phone. One of them looked up and saw the new girl. She smiled. It was a nice smile. a friendly smile. She waved a little. The girl in the blue hoodie looked away. Not because she was rude, but because she did not know what to do. In the world she came from, strangers did not smile at you. Strangers were dangerous. A smile could be a trick. Kindness could be a trap. She knew logically that this was different. But logic and survival are not the same thing. The counselor dropped her off at the classroom door. Good luck. You'll do great. And then he was gone. She stood in the doorway. The room was already full. Kids were slouched in their chairs, yawning, whispering. The teacher, a middle-aged woman with glasses on a chain, was writing something on the board. Nobody noticed the girl at first. She stood there frozen for just a second too long. The noise of the room felt loud to her. Too many voices. Too many people in one space. Her chest started to tighten. Then a boy in the back row looked up. You gonna come in or just stand there? A few kids laughed. Not meanly. Just the kind of laugh you make when something breaks the boring routine. But to the girl, it felt like being exposed. Like being seen when you need to be invisible. The teacher turned around. Oh, you must be our new student. Come in, come in. Don't be shy. There's an empty seat right there. She pointed to a desk near the window. The girl walked to the desk. She felt eyes on her the whole way. She sat down and kept her head down. She pulled a notebook from her backpack. It was a plain notebook. No stickers. No doodles. Just paper. The class went on. The teacher talked about something. The girl tried to focus. She was good at focusing. She had to be. In the camps, focusing meant hearing the instructions. It meant knowing when to move and when to stay still. So she listened. She wrote down words. She did what she was supposed to do, but her mind kept drifting. A kid behind her was tapping a pencil. Tap, tap, tap. It was a small sound. An annoying sound. But to her, it became something else. It became the sound of rain on a tin roof the night they had to leave. The night everything ended. The night she held her little brother's hand so tight, and then she shook her head. Not now. Not here. The bell rang again. This time she was ready. She flinched, but only a little. She packed up her things and followed the flow of students into the hall. She had a map in her pocket, but she did not need it. She just followed the crowd. The day went on like that. Class after class. New faces. New names she would forget. New teachers who introduced themselves and then immediately moved on to the lesson. Nobody asked her where she was from. Nobody asked why she never smiled. Nobody asked anything. And that was fine. That was better. At lunch, she found a table in the corner of the cafeteria. It was near the windows, but also near a side door. A good spot. A safe spot. She ate an apple she had brought from home. The foster home. The house with the nice couple who tried so hard but did not know what to do with her. They were kind. They gave her a room. They gave her food. But they also had young kids, loud kids, kids who ran and screamed and played. The noise was hard. The noise was always hard. She was halfway through the apple when a girl sat down across from her. It was the same girl from the hallway. The one who smiled. "Hi," the girl said. "You're new, right? I'm not being weird. I just saw you sitting alone. You can sit with us if you want. We're over there." She pointed to a table full of laughing kids. The girl in the blue hoodie looked at her. She wanted to say yes. She wanted to be normal. She wanted to go sit with the laughing kids and talk about nothing and be a teenager. But the words would not come. The idea of walking over there, of being seen, of having to explain anything. It was too much. I'm okay, she said quietly. But thank you. The girl hesitated. She seemed like she wanted to say more. But then she just nodded. Okay, well, the offer stands. I'm like always here. So, yeah. She smiled again and walked away. The girl in the hoodie watched her go. She felt something in her chest. A small ache. Loneliness, maybe. She had forgotten what loneliness felt like. There had been no time for it before. There had been only survival. Now, in this safe place, loneliness had room to grow. The afternoon passed. She made it through every class. She did not speak unless spoken to. She did not make eye contact. She just existed in the space, taking up as little room as possible. Then came the last period. History. The classroom was warm. The teacher was an older man with a gentle voice. He was talking about current events, about the world today, about places far away that most of these kids would never see. The girl was half listening, half watching the clock, and then the teacher said a name. The name of a country. Her country. He was not talking about the war. Not really. He was talking about the politics, the geography, the reasons why people flee. He was teaching from a textbook. Words on a page. Facts and figures. But for the girl, it was not a fact. It was her life. Her hands started to shake. The pencil in her hand felt like it might snap. The room got smaller. The air got thinner. She could hear her own heartbeat in her ears. Thump, thump. The teacher kept talking. He did not know. He could not know. He was just doing his job. But the words hit her like stones. Refugee, conflict, displaced. These were not vocabulary words. These were the labels sewn onto her soul. She gripped the edge of her desk, hard. Her knuckles turned white. She tried to breathe. In and out. In and out. The way she had taught herself. But the memories were flooding back. The smoke. The screaming. The dust. The face of her mother, telling her to run, to keep running, to know.